So we didn't mention it in the Level Up Expo episode, but we all watched a bunch of The Fable. I haven't watched anything since then. Yeah, for the anime at least. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they're going to bring up. We saw a lot of, I guess, I don't really count them as spoilers since we already read the manga, but we saw some characters who are going to show up maybe later just by the intro. So that's something to look forward to. Hopefully it's good enough to where we can actually go forward from that, because there's a lot. Just watch The Fable.
Yeah, I definitely recommend watching it, reading it. We also watched the live action movies. Those were really good too. I was actually a really big fan of the second one, mostly because I was awake mostly the whole time for it. But it was really good. And surprisingly, you know, they're long too. Like, they incorporate a lot. I don't know if that's like the standard for most Japanese movies, but I really like that format, that they gave plenty of time, because those arcs were really cool. So yeah, those are really badass.
Yeah, my favorite parts for the movie's fighting choreography, I forgot like how clean it is. It's very fast paced, like not a lot of cuts here and there. Like it was very good. It definitely makes the Fable feel intimidating. I kind of forgot, like I saw the first movie like a while back, but yeah, I forgot how good they are.
The fight scenes almost, because in the manga panels they're just quick, almost instant.
Mm-hmm.
They translated it well to the cinema. It's just fast. Made a good job with the acting, with the actor choices. I love Yoko. I hate Yoko, but I love Yoko in this one. It's a good time, especially since, like Oscar said, they're pretty long, but it goes by quick, honestly, because I wanted more. I don't know about you guys. Like, after it was all said and done, I wanted more adaptations like that. It's something sort of like other adaptations should like look to in terms of what they want to adapt, because this one came out so clean. I've yet to see the rest of the Fable animated, but just by like the first couple episodes, it was really nice to watch. I'm watching Vinland Saga right now, and I can't. My ADD can't go to too much anime right now. I'm gonna watch it definitely. If anything, what I have to say is the animation is kind of, I'm not really into it in my opinion, but it just shows me that they're probably saving the budget for actual good scenes, like fight scenes and stuff. I just hope they don't do it like where it's just like in Frieren, where it's just they put so much budget into just this one girl sitting down, like moving her skirt so it's like not in the way. I'm like, man, you could just put that in a little bit more in the explosion part. Like, I don't need to see. I mean, it's fine, but for fan service, I guess, for somebody sitting down, I guess that's hot. But what's hotter is a fireball, and I want to see that like full budget. It's just that's what I'm looking forward to in the Fable. In the coming scenes where the intense moments happen, I hope it comes true to justice with the manga. Like, it's quick, but like not so quick to where like they don't use anything for it.
You mean like they don't spend too much money on those scenes?
Give me like you know how some of the panels, Danny, where like you just see two of them like face off with each other, and you just see like the arms just flying at each other, like some kind of gum Gatling shit. That would be cool to see, like super, like on the high budget level.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll do a good job with it.
Also, another thing I'd like to say is that I kind of wish they stuck with, like, remember the opening in the first movie where like you see all these numbers flying everywhere and like angles and trajectories and shit. I wanted to see them stick with that, but I only saw it in that one part. That was a nice touch, just seeing like the autism go in his head and then just shoot what bullet is gonna land where. It's awesome.
Yeah, that was a cool little thing they did for the movie. It shows how precise he is. He's very, on point.
He's very calculated. Yeah.
Also, crazy thing, it was a TV film, not a theatrical.
Could have fooled me.
I thought pacing was fine and all that, but yeah, definitely there's, they only touched so much. There's a few, like they could have done probably 2 more movies, easy.
And like not even sequential, like you just skip around and it would be a nice part to like land on. Each arc doesn't miss; they all hit.
I'd never be disappointed. It gets me hyped for the last arc too, because man, it's a banger.
Oh, dude, yeah, the best scene is when they're in they're held hostage, Sato and I forget her name, but there's the goon there, and he's trying to like he's gonna do something. Sato's like, well, shit, what am I gonna do now? And then it just cuts out to the main building, and then you just hear a thud, and then just blood on the window, and then just Sato's face. It's like, oh god, it's so hard.
It gets me hyped when we figured out that the anime is going to go as far as the second movie. I think that was like the third arc.
Like third or fourth maybe.
So that's for one season, that's pretty far. I think that's a 26 episode kind of thing. I don't know if they're going to get a break in between like half season, but we'll see. I'm just impressed that they'll give it that long of a go. And I know they're going to change opening anyway, even if it does get 26 episodes. So by 13, who knows what we'll see. It doesn't disappoint. I've watched a couple episodes gearing up towards, some of the best parts of what we'd expect and what we read. I don't know if they're going to... I doubt they're going to do it, but I'd be very impressed if, the parts where, like, Sato's walking home. Or he's singing Mask Off by Future.
Oh, yeah.
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 That should be great, dude. I don't know if they'll do it, man, but if they do...
No, he might just sing another song, in which case, people will just edit it. And by people, I mean probably us to edit it.
Oh, yeah.
With mask on, mask off. Yeah. So as of this recording, this episode's coming out much later. But yeah, it's crazy to see the Helldivers situation happen. And they actually backed off on making the PSN accounts. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, gamers win. We win. We just have to scream loud enough, and then we get it. Now everybody in the world can Helldive. Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure that if it wasn't for the refunds on Steam, they probably would have just kept going with it, maybe. Because, now there's actual money being lost. But yeah, that's also crazy that Steam was like, yeah, it doesn't matter how many hours you put in the game, just, you do a full refund. But the key thing, I think, is to see how many of those people that refunded rebuy the game now.
That'd be a nice statistic to look at.
If they just almost break even by the number of players that come back right after refunding.
Man, it just shows me like what's next,
Like Sony need to have PSN accounts linked to Steam for it. I don't know if that's like a logistics thing or just like, maybe it's a numbers thing at the end of the day. We need this many new PSN accounts for the quarter or whatever. How are we going to do that? But I don't know, but they're also asking for Ghost of Tsushima PSN accounts for the Steam version as well. However, that's just for the multiplayer mode, so you don't need it for single player.
I thought they were going to do that with all Sony games, weren't they?
The only games that have online access like that would be Ghost of Tsushima and Helldivers so far. Maybe it's like a server kind of issue or something that they just have to have PSN accounts to make it easier.
Well, I doubt that, but it would make sense that they're just trying to do it like something like you said, like they're just trying to make sure that they get more users in their quota. For me, it's kind of like working a little backwards when you try to make actions like that. Like, you already had it available to most people. Most people would have already jumped at the chance to do it just because it was more easily available. And you're kind of like running it into the ground at that point.
And most would agree.
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't even say like why they needed an account. Like, their only response was like, oh, we'll just try to figure out what's better for PC players for Helldivers. And
sounds shifty already.
Personally, I don't have a problem with it, but we have access to PSN, and crazy enough, like I think it was like over 100 countries don't have access to PSN, and I think it's the same thing for Xbox. Like for a Microsoft account, like it's very limited as well. As lucky as we are to have them back down on that, unfortunately, the community manager got fired for Helldivers, but he knew what he was getting into.
Call it what you will. He's basically a martyr. And I don't really know what the community could do for him, but God bless you, man. I hope a studio takes you somewhere.
I haven't been doing much on my end, though I did started like wanting to focus more on reading manga. You know what? Let's see what the hype is. So I went back into Frieren for now.
Yes.
I mean, so are you, both of you guys are watching the anime?
I finished it.
I was watching it in English, so I'm like 2-3 episodes away.
Is it very comedic?
It could be, depending on the way you look at it.
There's some parts that are sort of goofy, out of character sort of things, but it doesn't rely on that. It's not fully based on that. It's really not a comedy.
Okay.
More of slice of life.
Right, yeah, that's the impression I've been getting, and yeah, there's been like a couple funny moments here and there. But I just keep thinking, like, there's so many shit posts and memes for the series. Like, I think it makes me think, like, gag series.
Yeah, you've fallen into the trap that is the fucking internet, which is, like, they'll ruin anything you want to get into. Yeah, just watch it on how it is, and you'll like it, dude.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool so far. Like last time I talked about it, it was just the one shot, and I liked what the one shot was. You know, very straightforward. And then I was thinking, well, how are you going to continue this where, you know, she has to hang out with like other characters, and it's like, oh no, okay, it's pretty nice. With what they're cooking so far. Where I last left off was they just fought like those demons in the village.
Are you talking about when she has a flashback about the first time she encounters the demons with her hero party? Or are you just talking about in general, like...
No, it's that arc.
Okay.
When they get to that village and she sees demons there.
Yeah, and then I think the way it goes is like her and... Well, I don't know, did you finish it?
Yeah, I'm like on like the epilogue right now.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah,
that's a great part. I think that's the climax of the series so far.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Because that's only...
I don't remember anything bigger happening after that. That might have been like you saw where like her I fucking forget her name, but her apprentice like just off that dude.
Yeah, and then we also got that flashback Frieren with her master, like how they first met, and talking about like controlling like how much output of ki they do.
Yeah, so she suppresses her ki and stuff.
Yeah.
You're basically at the same part where she encounters oh yeah, you just talked about that. What's her name? Aina? The demon, that 500-year-old demon. That's where you're at, right?
Yeah, I forget her name, but yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
I want to say that's probably like halfway in the season. When I think about like what happens really big in the first season, that kind of happens towards the end. I think they talked about it, but like they talked about it pretty early. But one of her goals is basically to go to a place where her master is, where they can see souls. So in order to do that, like you have to be a ranked mage. So basically, where I think like things kind of pick up, like the climax is where they take the exam. And that's like still kind of a ways away. Like I said, you're about like halfway through season 1, I think. So they kind of go over a couple more things, and then they kind of get into that. And that in itself it's kind of meaty. I don't know. It's like, my understanding is it's probably like the length of two arcs you've probably gone through already would probably be the length of that mage exam arc, because it kind of segments.
Nice. Yeah, I've been enjoying it so far. I'm looking forward to seeing what else we're going to get into. Also nice to see that, like, like, she's the main character, and then, like, her other party members, they got more of a focus, like, for this arc for the fights. So that was pretty nice. Because, we already know that she's OP. Because they beat the Demon Lord, like, 80-something years ago. So it's like, we don't really need to see her, like, just whoop all these people right now. Because we already know what the outcome is.
I don't know who I was telling, but I was telling somebody that Frieren is like Dragon's Dogma, but like from the perspective of like an OP pawn. She's just picking up random party members, and they have an actual quest to do, but she's just doing her own fucking thing.
Yeah.
And very aloof about everything.
She's totally ignoring the main quest and just doing whatever the fuck she wants.
Yeah. It's a great story about moving on and about like learning the motion, I guess. Because I guess elves are technically like psychopaths, since they have like a different understanding of time than humans do.
Their perspective of how the world is just skewed, because it's like, well, I was here 50 years ago. It's like,
That's like 10 minutes to her, 10 years is like 10 minutes, The first two episodes actually, they really took me, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was kind of like cathartic seeing the first couple episodes, because it's just like I see a little bit of myself in her. Like, the younger version of me is just like, I can totally be like uncaring about what's going on, about everything that's happening around me. But like, man, your best friend dies. Part of you is gone, like the light of your life is just fucking poof. That hits, bro. I was like, damn, dude. She just wants to get out and see like whatever she can, however she can, for her friend's sake, for her own sake, see the fucking world. Like, I get that, bro. Like, she's literally like in her Walter Mitty phase. That's what this is. She's just like super Imagine Core right now, and she's all the way in. She's gonna live life like a fucking Times magazine cover. That's what she's doing right now, and I vibe with that super hard.
It's definitely a stop and smell the roses kind of show. Like, don't take anything for granted.
Yeah, and that's like the life lesson that she learned from was it Hemiel?
Yeah, Himmel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Himmel.
Him. Yeah, it's pretty nice, because I've been meaning like, okay, what's the big deal? Because like I remember there was a point where there was like this whole thread of this guy was doing where it was just Frieren on like different video game covers. Seeing all the shit post and memes.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know where all that came from because it doesn't feel like that kind of anime. Like once you watch it, it's sort of like it doesn't feel like it should get that kind of attention, you know. Of course, internet's gonna internet and then just like make Rule 34 of anything. Somebody said that like it's one of those anime that's like if you watch it not watching a lot of anime, it's gonna be sort of boring because there's really not that much action in it. It's just a lot of conversation. But for those who have been like in the game for a while, it's like a solid place in my heart for sure.
Yeah, I understand like the shit posts and stuff for the other like fantasy series that's popular, like Dungeon Meshi.
Yeah.
I forget the English name is, but yeah, that's the one where like the adventurers eat the monsters, and I've been seeing a lot of shit posts for that. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely the next one I wanna read after this because I know that one's over for the manga, where Frieren is still ongoing. Last I checked, yeah, Frieren's at 130 right now for chapters. I watched and finished Fallout. I don't know where you guys are at on that.
I'm done.
Like 3 episodes away.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everyone's killing it on that show. Really great casting, and all the set pieces are cool. Freaking Walton Goggins, man. That dude, so cool.
He knows how to fucking play that character, man. It's fucking great. Not even the fact that like the ghoul is an actual character, just playing somebody who's lived for fucking centuries and who's supposed to be dead. Like it's great. Like of course you're gonna be hopped up on drugs all the time, man. What else is there to do if you're like slowly you're gonna die by like rotting away or by losing your mind, you know? He's a great actor. I didn't give him that many props before because I didn't watch a lot of his stuff, but man, I was blown away.
Yeah, I've never seen anything in him. I know he was like in Mad Men, I think. Pretty sure he's gonna do a good job. He has that face, has that look in his eyes where like, yeah, I know he can pull this off. Shoot, I mean, forget the end of the first episode, I think, right? Where it ends with like that black and white shot of him in the suit. He's like, Showtime or whatever. I was like, okay, I'm in. Play episode 2 now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised by like the cast because I was like, oh, like Maximus, like, oh, it's like, oh, he's actually just a shitty person that gets better.
I felt that way too. I fucking did not like him at all until like at the very end too.
Yeah, I don't really get that appeal from Maximus. I haven't gotten that far, but so far as you talk about him, I'm like, there's no redeeming.
Yeah.
I don't know, redeeming him.
I was with you. It's literally at the very end where he redeems, I think.
Yeah, I'd say so. Somebody pointed out that like a different version of Ray and Finn in Fallout, and I was like, oh yeah, I could see it, but you know what? This one's better though. Yeah, Lucy's fucking awesome. Just seeing her be like so chiptuned and happy to be like, man, fuck this world and bullshit.
At the very end, it's so good. Just the evolution of the cynicism that like Wasteland fucking grows on you. It's like a virus, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you saw it in everybody in what was it, Philly? Everybody had that mentality, and you just see it slowly like eating at her. Just like first she loses a finger, then she gets another one back that's not hers. It's so wild, man. Yeah,
that threw me off to, like, he just cut off her finger. I was like, oh, shit, okay. I guess she just doesn't have a finger anymore.
Stim packs, baby.
I wasn't Dude, I couldn't tell you how many times in the show where, like, I was watching with Karina and, like, somebody got, like, fatally fucking wounded or, like, set on fire or some stupid bullshit. And she was just like, oh, dude, there's no way that person's gonna live. And I'll be like, hey, man. You don't even know how these stim packs work, bro. They're just like fucking instant. Like, oh, your limbs don't work? Your limbs were utterly crushed or shattered? Just guess what? All's good.
Yeah, it was crazy how gory some of the scenes are. Like, I forget his name, but like you see that guy's foot at one point, and I was like, oh, damn, that's like pretty gnarly.
Oh, yeah, Johnny Pemberton?
Yeah.
I think his name? Yeah, man, that was crazy. We took out the sock, I'm like, man, there's no way you're not making noise. That's sinew and tendon just fucking breaking off your foot. Come on, man. And instead, he just gets like, oh, that's bad. I'm like, come on, I need more, bro.
I was surprised. Like, when I saw him pop up on screen, I was like, oh, boy, here we go. Fucking comedian cameo. But
he's actually a good character,
dude, he's great.
Yeah, he did a good job.
He's such a good... Yeah, I love him, man.
I heard him on a podcast somewhere. He was talking that he was doing that. If I remember right, he said he was trying to take it seriously because Fallout, And I think he did a good job. Like, the whole bit about he did with Maximus, it was really hard to believe because I fucking hated Maximus at the time, but it seemed genuine. He's like, yeah, we gave him a hard time, but it's because they were giving me a hard time earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So now he just needed to wait to somebody else and he could come in, so they can give him a hard time. Man, Brotherhood of Steel sucks, man.
You're telling me, bro. Yeah, the BOS is not your friend, but neither is the Enclave, to be fair with you.
Nobody is.
So this is also like the farthest in the timeline, right?
Yeah, this is the latest edition in the series. This is.
Does anything carry over to the other games, or is it just like because there's just huge gaps in time and locations, it doesn't even matter?
They're actually not that far apart.
Yeah, the cold fusion thing is an actual thing. I think they were talking about the water. What was it, distillation or something like that?
The filtration, yeah.
Yeah, that was big plot points in Fallout 3 and 4.
Fallout 1, the primary goal was for you to find a new water chip for your vault because the vault broke, or because the vault's water chip broke. So you get sent out into the vault, into the wasteland to find a water chip. Fallout 1 is great because you can go like all over the country, as far as I understand. Like, you don't just go to just Boston or just Washington, just New Vegas. It's like everywhere. And I think you start in, I want to say it's California.
Yes. So I actually started watching a long play for Fallout 1.
Hey, good shit.
I didn't get that far in. So yeah, like you're saying, it's the whole chip thing with the water filter. So you have to go to a different vault to get a replacement. And the first place you go to is actually Shady Springs, which is the city that's mentioned in the show. So I was like, oh wow, that's kind of interesting. Like you get to see like the city before it, blew up or whatever.
You said Shady Springs,
right? Is that what it's called? Am I misremembering the name?
No, you're right.
I think that's from New Vegas too, right? I'm thinking of Shady Sands. Never mind.
Or no, maybe is it Shady Sands?
Oh yeah, Shady Sands. Yeah, Shady Sands is what you're thinking of.
Oh, okay. So it's a point and click game, and I wasn't expecting much for the first Fallout game, and then I saw like the cutscenes, like when the people talk to you, I was like, whoa, dude, like those models are something else.
It's fucking nightmare fuel, dude.
So great. Just wait till you see the Master.
The Master's fucking crazy. Dude. God damn it, bro. That's dude. Fuck, man.
Let me tell you right now, I don't know how far you're going to get into all of these series, man, but if you ever get around to New Vegas and to Fallout 3, you're also going to see them in Fallout 1, but there are enemies called centaurs, and they're they're horrendous, bro.
They're under your bed.
They're like, if you look at the gulpers, you could almost think they're like gulpers, but they look way grosser, bro. They're just so disgusting. They're abominations for sure.
Yeah, the show definitely has me interested in like the world and all that for the series. So we'll see how far I get into there, and if I want to play any of the games. I don't know. For me, like the gameplay is just not that. That's not my kind of game, unfortunately. But I'll watch somebody else play it to get the story and all that for sure.
It's more of a, I guess, like a cinematic experience anyway. A lot of it is plot heavy. Like the only thing that sucks, in my opinion, is when you don't play the game yourself. I would say there's almost a part of you that's not really invested to finding out what else can be said, because there's multiple dialogue options, multiple trees to go down. So if you're looking for like, I guess what you would want to call like lore factual, something that you can go based off of and say, hey, like this is what I saw and this is like fact, these are like the sources I'm citing, you're going to want to watch like a 100% playthrough or something like that, or probably look on the Wikia for certain missions, because a lot of it does revolve around like what decisions you do beforehand, what actions you take, what speech to a speech path you choose. It does like correlate a lot of choices into the game, and like basically how that plays out and affects the ending. All of the endings are all different, just depending on what you did. So who you interacted with, what settlements and things that you did. Like Fallout 2, when you get to it, is going to be great. Part of Fallout 2 is like you have to actually go to all of these different places, talk to all of these different people, and then like basically pass judgment on people and say like, hey, do this, do that, good or bad, basically. I would say like if it just enthuses your interest after Fallout 1, my best thing would probably just be look at the Wikia alongside these videos, just so you can see what else there is. Cool.
Yeah, I'm down to check it out. Yeah, so I'm very much hyped to see season 2.
I wish they'd make a show about Skyrim. not necessarily Skyrim, but like the Elder Scrolls.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
that would be definitely the next thing. They would have to do a lot more for that. I would Like, they would have to pull in, like, R.R. Martin for this shit, dude, because there's a lot to unpack here, for sure.
No, dude, just let him write his book, dude. Come on. Yeah, I can see them doing Skyrim. I mean, Amazon, they got the Rings of Power, they got Wheel of Time. They're just trying to get, like, the next Game of Thrones, basically. And then, Netflix is doing Witcher, which, is, that kind of sucks now. Yeah, we could use another big fantasy world.
There's so much potential in the Bethesda universe, man.
Oh, yeah, because now we got space, too, with Starfield.
Fuck
so
yeah,
dude.
dude.
Even do that.
Man, storytelling in video games is just, like, the best, man.
When it's done right.
Right.
When I was watching Fallout, I'm like, man, it's so good. It's like, why is it so good? Because they actually have good writers, and, they actually have people that from Xbox helping with the production. Like, just like Last of Us. Like, they had Neil Drunkman. Say what you will about him, but at least, like, it's his story, so at least, he could get it right.
That's right.
So, yeah, I really hope that this trend just keeps going. I haven't seen Knuckles, but I'm hearing it's good.
I gotta get Paramount.
It's pretty silly. I've seen, like, the first episode. I'm definitely gonna watch the rest of it because Sonic. My sister saw it and she told me that there's a lot of emphasis on the human part, which is I'm not too big a fan on, but I'll give it a shot.
Are the dudes from the movie, the main character from the movie, and her?
No, not James Marsden. No,
no, James Marsden's not there. He's on a trip somewhere.
But it's the cop, though, right?
Yeah, Wade.
Yeah, Wade.
Who was that? The Mexican guy?
No, it's the white guy.
I don't remember him either, Oscar. I'm sorry.
He's like the dumb comedic character that's friends with James Marsden's character.
Yeah, so he's the main character now, and he's got to act the way of the warrior. No, it's okay. It's a good time to watch. I'm just honestly, I'm kind of watching to see if there's any like shadow,
like a tease for shadow
Easter eggs or something. Yeah.
Maybe like after the climax, Sonic shows up. It's like, Knuckles, we need you. There's a shadow in the light or something stupid.
There's a Shadow the Hedgehog.
What a time for video game adaptations, man.
Yeah, we just had to go through a couple of garbage ones,
Mm-hmm.
They gave up for a while, I will say that, and then they decided to come back, sort of garbage, but they just kept the trend going, and we're actually getting some pretty good works. So we just had to stay patient, They just had to like hire actual fucking nerds and just who played the games and can tell you every inkling of the story. That's why I'm kind of sad that the Persona 5 the anime didn't like finish. I know everybody has like a OVA sort of. All the Personas usually have some sort of like short season of anime, but I would have loved to see Persona 5 just keep going. It would have been difficult for sure, but there's a lot in there that's really anime.
Are you just talking about like a premise after the show?
No, just to keep going with the game, fight all the bosses, and go through each trauma.
How far did the show get?
Right after Kamoshida.
Dude, isn't there like 20 episodes in P5?
Yeah, but all that build up for that.
Are you serious? Really? Just all the way up to Kamoshida?
Well, you have to get to know each character, They showed,
yeah, but there's
they showed little tidbits of like the other characters, but that's about it.
That's different.
I guess not a lot of people liked it.
P4, they went all the way. They made an anime for P3. I think they went all the way. I didn't see it, but they also had a manga for P3 and a manga for P4.
I fucking hate that. Because all the fucking money that could have been going to anime production went to just remakes of the game, Persona All Stars. I'm like, I don't need a soccer game, bro. I just need an anime. Dude, Persona 5 Royal was great, right? I'll say that, but like after that, they kept releasing more and more. Adam fucking kept telling me, dude, they're releasing another Persona 5, all excited and shit. But I'm like, dude,
I know there's like 4 or 5 games at this point now.
Big dog, it's had its time, dude. Like I was really happy the anime came out and that Lin came together to make another track for the anime, and nothing after that.
Can we talk about that bullshit? I don't know if you know about this, Gerry. I don't know how this is gonna make you upset or not. There is another Persona coming out, another edition of Persona 5. And I was talking about this with Akil off the record. Just let me explain to you what I saw, because I saw it on Instagram. It was like a leaked trailer. No, it was a leaked opening of what the new game is going to be about. It's a new set of Phantom Thieves, and it happens parallel to the same time as Persona 5.
That's cool.
It's fucking nuts, bro. Like, there's a whole part in the opening scene where like all of them are like suited up, they're all doing their things as Phantom Thieves, and they're like climbing a skyscraper, and when they finally get to the top, as soon as they get to the top, the other Phantom Thieves, the OGs, are also there, and they're like, "Oh fuck, we're just gonna pass each other," and they just pass each other, and then that's it. Like it's like kind of like passing the torch. Like, "Oh, you're Joker now. I guess you are." Wink, and then like they just fuck off. You know what I mean? What in the honest fuck is going on at this point? What plot device are you gonna fucking throw at me to convince me that these people who were never mentioned in the original game, never mentioned in the remake of the original game, never even like hinted in the anime, never hinted in the spin-off, they just come up out of nowhere, and it happens at the what I can only imagine is the same time as Persona 5, because they're all active, and at the end of Persona 5 they all disband anyway, which blows, like it can't. Just the inaccuracies at this point, it all builds up, and it makes me tired. I just thought you would want to enjoy that.
I'm livid. Yeah, no, I'm good. Persona 5 was cool. Royal was fucking, I would say, near perfect, dude. That shit, like, I'm pretty sure it won some awards. It got like a high, like 10 out of 10s out of fucking so many publications. Some that actually mattered. I totally agreed with it. But like more and more, I'm just like, man, I don't want to play anymore. I just want to watch. That'd be so cool for the anime. I'm just saying, dude, but they just have to keep releasing more Persona 5, dude. Just release 6 at this point, man. I don't know what the point is.
I saw a movie recently, which I've been waiting to see. None other than Monkey Man. I saw that right after Level Up, actually. Pretty good movie. If you guys don't know like the background with that thing, it's like it was just like a nightmare to film. Just like budget, location restrictions, just limited crew. I saw Critical's review for the movie, and he said like there's parts that felt off for the filming, and the main reason for that is because they had to use iPhones for a while to film certain scenes in the movie, which is crazy. A lot of the crew and staff to play as extras in a lot of the scenes. So it's really like Dev Patel's just like, I'm making this movie, and I don't care what hurdles I have to do. Like, we're doing this. And yeah, he killed it, man. It's basically just like a John Wick movie. But it does have like early 2000s like action movie like scenarios in there where it's just like, oh, okay, you go through like the first like big fight thing, and then our main character just goes through this journey and like starts developing his character more, and then boom, we get into like the last chunk of just like pure action. It was pretty cool.
Nice. I gotta sit down and watch that.
Yeah, I really want to watch that movie too. The trailer, I've seen it so many times. I just like, it just looks so good.
Even more now with knowing that history.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it.
Gollum's
getting his own, is it movie?
Okay.
Yes. Reprising his role, Andy Serkis.
I guess I can ask this question because I never really like saw the entire thing, neither The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings. But I thought the character from The Hobbit was Gollum.
You talking about Bilbo Baggins?
I thought Bilbo was the main character of Lord of the Rings.
No, Bilbo's the main character for The Hobbit. He's Frodo's uncle.
Frodo's uncle.
Frodo was the Elijah Wood.
Frodo was... Okay, thank you. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah,
okay.
Martin... Was it Martin Short or Freeman?
I think it's Martin Short.
Martin Short.
No, it's not. No. I
think it's Martin Freeman. Yeah, Martin Freeman. He's Bilbo in the Hobbit movies.
Yeah, I guess what confused me is I guess the ring is in the Hobbit's hands twice, right? His uncle and then Frodo's. But then Gollum was also a Hobbit, I think. Because I remember there was a time where like they showed Gollum's backstory, and he was normal at one point, and he looked like a Hobbit to me, and he had another Hobbit friend, and then he found the ring, and then he kind of went crazy and then killed his friend for the ring.
Yeah, see, he is a Hobbit. He's like one of the first people to have the ring before Bilbo got it. Yeah, and it just corrupted him pretty much. So that's why he looks all crazy and stuff, you know. But yeah, that's the boy Andy Serkis. So that's cool. He's gonna be coming back for that. I was bummed out that he wasn't in the new Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. He was just like a supervisor. The working title is Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum. Oh, Serkis is also directing the film too. That's cool.
Oh, nice.
The Lord of the Rings universe, it's huge. And like Gollum, I guess he did do a lot of stuff. Like, that game that came out that flopped, that's part of it too.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that game did suck.
Boy, did it look rough. Yeah.
That's gonna be, what is that? Probably 2 more hours on the watch through of all the movies, or what
Sure. I mean, if it's Peter Jackson, it's gonna be probably like a 3-hour banger and then like a 4-hour extended cut. You know.
Oh yeah.
All the Hobbit movies, you know, they really stretched it out to 3-hour movies, and they all have extended cuts as well.
I think it's time for the One Piece update.
Oh man, yeah. So, latest chapter. Of course, we get a break after this. Like, goddamn it, Oda. Like, you really know what you're doing.
He's stepping carefully. That's for sure. He's on a roll right now. He's been on a roll, but just what's been going on this
the day I was born.
What's been going on this chat? Same. It's insane because he's got everybody just looking at the screen, and there's a new. I don't even know what the fuck it is, but there's a new sort of entity. I think which is like the Mother Flame. Like, what the fuck is that even, dude? Is that where the devil fruit spawn? Like, that's crazy. It's because they gave it its own nameplate. Like, it's important, you know?
So it's an infinite source of energy. It might be a flame with the devil fruit. That's probably my thought. Because, you know, like they mentioned with things like Phantom's sword. Remember, it was like the elephant turned into a... Yeah, and then the same thing with Baroque Works. There was a gun that ate the dog fruit, turned into a dog. So, I mean, it's possible.
Are you telling me a fire ate a devil fruit?
I don't know if you noticed this, but inside of that little like container that it's in, I saw bubbles. So I think it's like a fire that's submerged in water or some sort of like fluid, but it never goes out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what color it's gonna be, but I think it's like, I have to imagine it's like on some primordial shit where it's, you know, like the first flame, you know, like the fucking humanity's soul or some shit like that, like some Dark Souls shit. That's my feeling from it. I don't know what it has to do with the Void Sentry, or if it comes from Joy Boy's original Sentry. My thing is, he probably didn't make it. He probably found it or somehow like put it back together. I want to say, because I don't think like something like that would necessarily be like just readily hidden somewhere that he found it, unless I'm wrong and they just prove it otherwise in the next chapter. But I can only imagine that either he like took it from somewhere, they gave it to him for research purposes, which I doubt, or he was able to somehow like basically put it together in secret. You know what I mean?
Well, it wasn't in secret because the 5 elders know about it. Yeah, I was confused whether or not like if they discovered this or they created it, because the way Vegapunk talked about it, it made it sound like they were researching something and this was the outcome. Like, they created the Mother Flame. It's definitely gonna be crazy next chapter to see, like, as we get more in depth into that. But aside from that too, like the fact that the world is quote unquote sinking, as he mentioned, now more than ever does it really feel like we're at the final steps to this last part of the series. Like, it's gonna be crazy. And like, sinking is definitely a different approach. I was expecting it to be there was gonna be a giant flood, because like everything, like there's been a bunch of theories over the years about the world flooding, and like there's certain things that like hint at something like that. But yeah, if it's sinking, that's also something.
Just from my understanding, it's like the sea level is rising, and what causes the sea level to rise, I don't know. They just mentioned it was like one earthquake or something like that, but I think it might be something specific, like maybe like the mountains basically creating the red line or something like that, or like eroding, or like finally like, you know, deteriorating to the point where like they're all like falling apart, and that, you know, just kind of makes more. I can't imagine how more water is going to be like. I don't know global warming as much as I think I do, so I'm not just going to make some shit up right now. I'm sorry. I could just imagine that there's going to be ice melting somewhere, but that's just not One Piece.
You know, what would be crazy to see is if we get like a flashback with this whole Joy Boy stuff that he mentioned, since like, oh, Joy Boy's like the first pirate. If we go back and actually see the world there, how different is it going to be with the water?
Yeah, I think. Well, he mentioned, you know, in 1113 that there were already beaches lost, you know, so I can imagine some places that we haven't really thought about at first that they probably mentioned was like, you know, lower to sea level have already succumbed. Like any of the islands in East Blue, I imagine, probably don't have like an immediate effect, but who's to say? You know, it's not like they showed every island from what we were looking at. Probably have to look at it again, but I don't remember seeing Drum Island. Not like they have to really talk about it because, you know, Walpole's not there. The only person that's there is the Doctor.
Oh, and Dalton. Don't forget our boy.
Still, I didn't see it, or at least I don't remember.
Yeah, they didn't go over there. They went to like Ring Long Land or whatever. What is it? What is that one called?
Ring Long Land with a Foxy?
Yeah, we saw that in the new chapter. Yeah, just like so many like throwbacks in the chapter where we see everybody listening in. Like that was pretty cool. Classic Oda. And it was actually refreshing because it's not like the usual people for the most part. You know, like every time like something world changing happens, we always go back to like the same handful of people to get their reactions. But we got some other ones this time. Oh, and freaking Sauldi Jaguar just over here, and it's just like, oh yeah, so he really is alive. Like that's so crazy.
I knew it. That's my dog right there.
I didn't want to say much about it because I know that they talked about it a lot, and I think at one point we see him bandaged.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like to be expected, but I'm glad that they did show him just chilling in the background.
I need that reunion.
Just listening to fucking Fake-A-Punk.
I need this Robin just to go see that he's alive.
Yeah, I don't know if they're still going to aggro Robin. I think that they are.
They're trying.
That's just going to be kind of rough by the time they get to the egg. Yeah, well, at least what's his face was. I think the horse guy, right?
Yeah.
The horse guy with the sword, the frozen guy. Yeah, that guy was rough.
Yeah.
Who was he? The Treasury Secretary, right? I think that's what he was.
I think so.
The Secretary of the Treasury Secretary.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet like that earthquake that shook around the world had to be when they blew up that kingdom. At least that's what I want. That's what I want to think. Because I don't remember at any other point they mentioned like an earthquake happened, like right after Wano to now.
Everything. So the sea levels are rising, right?
Yeah.
Could it be because of the buster calls? Like wiping whole islands off the map can just like I don't know, fuck up like the plates of the world and then just cause sea levels to rise or some shit. So it might be the world government doing that shit.
I mean, they obviously know what's happening, right? That's why
Right.
like, they're trying to shut down this broadcast and all that. I mean, and even freaking Don Flamingo over here talking about like, oh, we could always just go somewhere higher. So obviously he knows something as well because we can't forget that he's also a celestial.
We might be talking about Skypiea.
That's what I thought he was referencing his. I thought he was referencing his homeland. I thought he was referencing
like the red line.
Marjol.
They might actually split up again. Like this might be one of those arcs where they all split up for like another arc and then they meet back together.
So tired of that.
That I'm beginning to.
They don't need to keep doing that. To be honest,
it's a faster way to get the story out though. Instead of them all going to each individual island, like each there's a group and they go to a separate island and they meet up at another island.
Yeah, Zoa and Whole Cake all over again. I'll see you in Wano.
Yeah,
blah blah blah.
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. I think that, I mean, as right as you are, because I'm sure that you're right about this.
That seems like the pattern to me, at least.
As much coverage as they're going to need to go on to, like, they're splitting up into 3 or 4s. And then what? Like, they run into Traff, or they run into Eustace or Shanks or something like that. One of them is going to get help from the world government. Like, Robin is most likely going to run into Sabo, just because she's already hanging out with everybody. If she sees like call signs or like some sort of like hidden message or something like that on like an island somewhere, I know that that's just plot device on like, hey, we're gonna reach out. As soon as Dragon hears word about all this shit, he's gonna be popping off. So, but hopefully they stick together, man. That's just what I want.
I mean, if they have to split up, that's just what it is. But they have to get Vegapunk out of there. But it's like, I don't know, is he even dead still? Kind of thing. Like there was that scene of like seeing his head. Yeah, I don't know how that is really going to play out.
Well, his actual cranium was so fucking huge. Like we didn't really get to see how big his fucking head was or how big it actually got until like till like 11-12, I think, is when they showed his actual head. That was like that was like you have like 8 tumors in your head.
that was a good reveal, honestly. Like I totally forgot about his head and like how it was missing. It was still a shock to me just to see that giant fucking cranium 5 head in like a chamber just floating there. I mean, of course, like if you think about it, it makes sense, kind of. Like with every smart person who's gonna die, there's some
sort of rumor that their brain is stored in is kept in either in cryostasis or in a jar, just so that they can extract the knowledge out of their head. Some sci-fi horror bullshit. So this is kind of funny in that way.
Yeah, don't forget his devil fruit literally is his head just keeps getting bigger.
He has a devil fruit? I didn't know that. I must have skimmed that part.
Oh yeah, that's why his head's so big. Is the devil fruit just causes his brain to keep growing.
I thought that was just Oda-ing. That's fucking funny, dude.
Yeah,
that's funny. That's cool.
It just gives him that ability to to memorize everything, right?
Yeah, depending on the amount that he learns, his brain grows in size.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That sucks though.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. Well, that's cool. I can't wait to see how the Straw Hats are gonna get out of this mess.
Did you guys catch up to My Hero yet?
Ooh, no.
The manga? I'm close, if not.
Yeah, we're just looking at the end here now. I hope, basically.
Oh yeah, I'm 2 chapters away. Yeah, it's definitely at a climax right now. Just from behind. Is he still in flashbacks?
No.
Yeah, no, that's great too. It's shit is popping off and it is moving now. But I will say this is DBZ pacing, dude. It's a lot of dialogue and a lot of like I said earlier, flashbacks.
Yeah, but like I said, in the latest chapters, if you're only 2 chapters behind, there's not a lot of flashbacks anymore. There's just kind of just where they're at. They're finally focusing on the climax of the fight. It's at a pretty good pace right now. Like I mentioned, I think we're looking at probably 10 more chapters or less, honestly, unless they want to do an epilogue. But we might be there.
Yeah, I'll catch up at some point. I just I'm only really doing one manga at a time, and then going through Wheel of Time, and then I am also going through beginning after the end as well. So that's taking up most of my time.
Man, that's such a great book.
Yeah, I'm liking it. Where I left off for that series is he's about to go to the academy. So good. The first book, it's a lot of jargon and explanations of how the world works, which is fine, and getting to know the characters. Second book, yeah, I was enjoying it. All of his adventures and stuff. It actually seemed like a crazy fight at the end, which was very anime. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to more and seeing what he's going to be doing once he's, because there's so many time skips because we just gotta try to get him as old as we can get. Get him old, all OP and stuff. So I'm liking the journey so far.
Hell yeah, man. It's really going to ramp up. I don't know if it's something that, I think with all the manga and books that you read under your belt, you're usually pretty good about knowing what the direction is going to do. I think you might end up seeing where some of these things go in certain chapters. But I was definitely just I guess how you said, really along for the ride. Everything that I read and everything that I eventually got into or could imagine was happening was just, it's all key, it's all 100.
Mm-hmm.
I had a super awesome time with it.
Yeah, and if you don't want to read the light novel, there's the webtoon. It's just a little different for the most part. Just skimming it here and there just to see what's different, and yeah, so far it's just more comedic.
Yeah, I don't really remember much, but I think it also censors a lot.
When it was pretty bloody in the beginning, it was all still there. Yeah, I didn't see anything that got too censored for the most part.
I'm gonna have to reread it, Tim, because it's nice to. I mean, your imagination's the best, of course, but it's nice to also have a couple pictures now and then to kind of help put some faces together. There's a lot of characters.
Yeah, a little surprised in some of the character designs so far. Vincent, the way he acts, I thought he'd be a whiter gentleman with the Pringles mustache, but that is not the case for him. Yeah, so with that, guys, I think we could wrap up here for now. We'll be back next week with a new episode. If you have any questions or comments, unversedpodcast@gmail.com. We'll be sure to bring those up on future episodes. So thank you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.